Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to answer a question that somebody asked me. Why does the narcissist all of a sudden stop contacting them? What is going on? The other day, they were just telling them how much they love them, and then today, they're not even, contacting them. Why are they all of a sudden, they just run cold like that? Well, it's very obvious, you guys. There's somebody else around, okay? There's somebody else around feeding that narcissist. That's why that narcissist doesn't feel like they need to contact you anymore, or the contact level is going much, much less than it was. So anytime the narcissist stops contacting you, you could trust and believe it's because they're contacting somebody else. Anytime the narcissist, stops seeing you, you could trust and believe it's because that narcissist is seeing somebody else. Because a narcissist can never, ever just be alone. Somebody always has to fill in that spot, okay? So if they all of a sudden stopped contacting you, it's because they're busy with someone else. It doesn't mean that the narcissist won't come back. Narcissists always, 99% of the time, come back. Not all, but most of them do. Because they're going to get bored with whoever they're talking to, or they're going to get the supply from them, or they're going to get tired of them. And then they want another flavor of the week, and that's when they'll be contacting you again. So, they're always talking to somebody. The narcissist is never just alone, home, doing nothing. But the thing is, the narcissist, when they do talk to you again, they're going to gaslight you. And when you say to them, why did you stop contacting me? Or why weren't you calling me as much? They're going to lie, and they're going to gaslight. And they're going to say, I was so busy, or I needed to find myself. Okay. I just saw this with a breakup with two reality celebrities, right? And it was so ironic because she broke up with this guy. They were together for a couple of years. They were at the point where they were almost going to get engaged, and everything was going well. In his mind, everything was going well. And out of the blue, she just said something to him like, listen, I need to break up with you. I need to find myself. Okay. They love to use that saying, I need to find myself. All right. And that, you guys, that is gaslighting. They don't need to find themselves. They know who the fuck they are, okay? But they'll say that to you. Or the other big excuse they use to stop contacting you or to get away from you is, I need a break, all right? I need a break. I need a break equals I got somebody else, all right? Just so you know, 99% of the time, all right? A narcissist is never going to take a break with you and then be by themselves. There's always going to be someone else that's in the wings that they were talking to usually when they were still with you, and you didn't know that. But now they're going to take that time to go pursue that other interest, that other supply. So they say, I need a break. All right. That's when, they're being, open with you about, not looking to contact you anymore or to break up with you. But then you have the narcissist who does that and doesn't say anything, and they just stop contacting you completely. They just go cold and you don't hear from them. When you don't hear from them, you can trust and believe somebody else is hearing from them. All right. So that's what it is, all right? That's why I always say, you'll know the level of how much somebody likes you by the interest they show you, by, how much attention and energy they show you. But the caveat to that is you have to be careful, because narcissists will fool you in the beginning by showing you a lot of attention, by making you a priority in the beginning, by flattering you, but you have to wait it out and see if it's consistent. That's how you're going to know whether you're dealing with whether you're dealing with the narcissist, because narcissists can't keep it up. Eventually they get tired and, they move on to another supply. They don't necessarily discard you either. They may just stop contacting you. All right. And that's what leaves people in the dark. See, narcissists don't care about leaving you in the dark. They're not concerned with you. They want to keep you dangling. They want to breadcrumb you, because this way they can come back. This is why they do it. This is so they can come back. And some of them just don't care. They don't feel like they have to explain themselves to you why they stop contacting you. Who are you, right? You're nobody to the narcissist. They don't have to explain themselves to you. So it can go two ways. You could have a narcissist that doesn't explain themselves to you and just, stops contacting you. Or you could have a narcissist that gives you an excuse and says, I need a break, or I need to find myself, or I need to work on myself. Or some of them can put it on you and say, we have to separate, you need to work on yourself. Again, this is all an excuse. This is all gaslighting, okay? That this is because the real reason is they've got somebody else, all right? Just like those reality stars that I was watching, something came out where she was dating somebody else and then she was like saying, no, it's not true. I'm not dating anybody else and blah, 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 blah. But all the other signs pointed to narcissist, all right? So that was just a discard. What happened was she just discarded him cold like that after 3 years where you're almost in a point of getting married to the person. And then all of a sudden, you spend the holidays with them. And right after that, they say, oh, I don't want to be with you. I need to work on myself or something. That, my friends, is complete bullshit. Anybody that does something like that is full of shit. It's because they have another interest, all right? They have somebody else that they're interested in, and that's why they have to back off from you, okay? Because you don't spend that much time with somebody, get to a point where you're, almost at the point of engagement, and then all of a sudden tell the other person you got to find yourself. That is, anybody who says that is the biggest bullshit line going, okay? Like I said, that is right there. When somebody says they got to find themselves, you can go let them find themselves right out the door, because that 99.9% of the time means they got to go find the other supply that they're interested in, and they need to back off from you. That's what it is, okay? That's what they need, an out. They need an out. So that's why narcissists, they'll stop contacting you. I hate to tell you guys this, but it's because, somebody else is filling in that supply that you once filled in. Maybe somebody came along at work that they're interested in, or they met somebody along the way, or an old love interest contacted them. And now maybe they want to go back to an old love interest, or they were never done with an old love interest. So these are the reasons why the narcissist will all of a sudden stop contacting you, okay? Now, you could have a narcissist that stops contacting you because they're just, they want to punish you. That's, a little different. That could be like the silent treatment. They want to punish you, and then all of a sudden they stop contacting you, or they're playing a game with you to make you more hungry for them. But generally, they won't do that for a long time, all right? Because like I said, the key here is the narcissist doesn't want to be alone. Narcissists can't be alone. They've always got to have somebody there. This is how insecure an individual they are. They can't be alone. They always have to have somebody around to fill in that void, to fill in that security blanket, all right? That's why when they jump to a new supply, they always have the backup to the new supply as well. They never, ever want to risk of ever being out there and being alone. And the irony is they love to make fun of single people, all right? But yet the single person is sometimes stronger than the person who's in a relationship that can't be alone, all right? But they would love to devalue somebody like that because that's something that they can't be. That's something that a narcissist can't be. They can't be alone and never have nobody and just, be able to entertain themselves and, do things, like read or, be by themselves and watch TV and do all those things. They can never do that for a long period of time. There's always got to be somebody that they got to go see, somebody that they got to always call, all right? That's why most of the time narcissists can't be celibate either, all right? Because celibacy is like death to a narcissist. Oh my gosh, they'll feel like the biggest loser if they ever had to go celibate, all right? So This, you guys, is the number one reason why the narcissist stops contacting you, is because they have been talking to someone else while they were with you, and now they have gotten to a point where they want to spend more time with that person, and they can't do it because you're in the way. You're in the way. And the other thing they could do is just block you and say nothing. All right. Like, people come back to me and they say all the time, why did they just block me? Everything was great because there's somebody else. Hello. There's somebody else that they're busy with. Okay. They're not blocking you and just sitting home and eating bonbons. They're blocking you and they're bouncing on the phone with somebody else, or they're running to somebody else's house, and they don't want you calling and texting and, ruining their game. So that's why they block you. And then a lot of times, a fake discard, they come back. All right. So if the narcissist isn't contacting you, they're heating up with somebody else. That's what it is. They're heating up with somebody else, and they can't put the time and the energy into you. Now you've been downgraded to a backup supply, and whoever they're contacting has now become their grade A main supply. So when they're not contacting you much, you become a backup supply. You usually get breadcrumbed at that point, where they're doing the good morning, beautiful, good morning, handsome text, and then the how's your day going, okay? And then the nighttime, good night, beautiful, good night, handsome. That's how it goes, all right? When they do that, you've been downgraded to a backup supply, all right? But that when they're not contacting you, it's because they are definitely contacting somebody else, and they're busy with somebody else. And this is what it is, you guys. This is what it is. So they feel like they don't need you. And narcissists are generally not going to put their energy into somebody that they don't need. They rather save their energy for supply, for other people that they can get a better supply out of, or a different supply. It doesn't even necessarily have to be better. It could just be something different. That new person is something different. Narcissists love new, exciting, shiny new toy. So they may have stopped contacting you. I'm going to give you guys an example. For instance, they may, and the narcissists on the dating apps do this all the time. They come on fast and furious. They have you on the phone for hours, and they're like, they pretend like they're interested in you and your life. So tell me more about yourself, or this or that, right? And you're thinking like, wow, they really are interested. Wow, they kept me on the phone for over an hour and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, they don't really contact you, okay? And you're like, what happened? We had such a great conversation. Here I was wasting my time explaining my life to this person, and then I'm not hearing from them. Well, because now they heard everything they wanted to hear out of you, and maybe they heard things that they weren't thrilled about or is not what they're looking for, and they move on to another person that they are interviewing, all right? That's in the very, very early stages. But if you're in the relationship and then all of a sudden they stop contacting you, they are moving to the next step with the other supply, all right? And that's what's going on. They haven't discarded you yet. They're moving on to the next step with the other supply. And if things get tight with the other supply to the point where they're worried about you contacting them, that's when they may block you, or they'll just completely discard you. See, narcissists don't generally want to discard you. You have to discard them. That's where I saw, the fake, phony, influent narc abuse coach from India. They told me, somebody came up to me and said, oh, is that true that narcissists want to discard you first? No, that's not true. Narcissists don't want to discard you first, because narcissists like to keep you around. They want to keep you around. They don't want to discard you unless they absolutely have to. So a narcissist isn't going to discard you unless you're going to cause problems for them with that other supply, all right? Otherwise, they'll just leave you dangling and breadcrumb you. But they don't want to do that. They prefer if you discard them so that they could play the victim, and also to guilt trip you for discarding them. Oh, you never gave the relationship a chance. Oh, you never cared. This is what they could say to somebody that discards them, all right? They could sit there and play the victim to you and to everybody else. So no, narc abuse coach from India is wrong. They don't want to discard you first just to say they discarded you first. Not usually, because then they'd be losing supply. The only time a narcissist will discard you is when they have to discard you, when they have no other choice but to discard you because you will be a threat to the new supply knowing about you. Because a lot of times they got involved with the new supply and the new supply didn't know about you. So now they have to discard you or have to block you because they're afraid you're going to call and text them when they're with the new supply and blow their cover. And if the new supply knew that you were around at the same time that they were love bombing the new supply, they could lose the new supply. You see what I'm saying here? So that's why they have to discard you. They don't normally want to discard you, but they discard you because they have to discard you, all right? And that's why they stop contacting you as well. So these are all the reasons. But trust and believe, if they stop contacting you, it's number one, they don't need you. Okay? Number one, they do not need you. Number two, 99.9% of the time, it's because they have somebody else that is moving into the grade A supply position, and now you're being downgraded and they're not contacting you as much, or they're not contacting you. Okay. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, you guys, I don't have a lot. I have limited time available. So you have to book ahead. Go to the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. TikTok is The Game Exposed. YouTube is The Game Exposed Podcast. And Instagram is The Game EXP123. And have a great day.